Good morning, everybody. Thursday. Rare for me to go on Thursday. But maybe this is going to be a little ramble. I don't know. I'm not going to focus on a lot of different things. The big news, I'm going to look at that, but not in a linear way, which I'm going to pull a lot from the Opium Chronicles. I can't believe how I get hooked into one thing and then it just keeps going. Speaking of getting hooked, say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Can you feel it? Can you feel what? Can you feel the change? Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, the big news came out. More Epstein crap. The government is open, whatever government that is these days. But we do have. Is the House in session? I think he left. I think he swore in. I can't pronounce her name, and I don't have it in front of me. The Arizona representative, who is gonna, I think she already signed the discharge petition. And it's interesting about that discharge petition. When we look back at just this crazy week that we had with the Senate reopening or putting in a new bill to reopen the government, and the Senate said, we will agree to allow the Democrats to bring to the floor a vote on keeping health care affordable. And the House said, well, Johnson's going, no, we're not agreeing to that. That's what they said. It's not what we said, blah, 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 blah. And then we get this discharge petition for the Epstein files to be released. And so because this is a rarely used tool of the House, and because they have now used it, it makes it a lot easier to use it again. A lot easier to use it again. So I've got a little bit of hopium in me. Psychic Duck, he goes, I'm filled with hopium. All right, so from the Opium Chronicles, I mean, what is this guy, new? He goes, I've started visualizing and socializing, talking about the end of the Trump presidency. This is a new concept I've been working on. Yeah, he is new, isn't he? What the hell? So many of us are opening up to our gifts. And so yesterday I had my very first membership meeting from my website that Val pushed me into. And the first time you do something, it's always a little like unsure, and it's like, I mean, come on, it's not like I've never thrown cards before, but still I was all nervous and stuff, and I made some mistakes with timing and blah, blah, blah. But next time around, I'll still be nervous, but the next time around, it'll be easier. And just like this discharge petition, it's going to be easier. Visualizing and socializing the end of the Trump presidency. He just started doing that. It's going to get easier for us to see the end of that. And we're seeing it. Clearly, we are seeing it. I don't know when was the last time you guys went out for grocery shopping? So I was thinking, Okay, just a little short ramble before we get into it. I was thinking of the first time I said, dang, that's grocery prices are really rising. And so I would say to the cashier, I'd go, hey, I just came in for one thing. Can you keep the price under $50? I'd come in for like some coffee or something, and I'd walk out with a $70 bill. Like, how did that happen? And it was a half a bag of groceries. So yesterday, we didn't get much. We didn't get much. $160. And I'm going, people are seeing that. People are feeling that. I'm looking, I go, well, what can I cut back on? What, and this is the hard part for me because we really try to eat clean and healthy and fresh foods. We try to eat organic. And I'm like, well, maybe we should not be eating organic. Maybe it should just be farm fresh from, farmers markets around the area where they say, yeah, we're not going with the designation of organic, but we are doing the best we can without pesticides, things like that. Okay, moving on. Moving on. So I want to throw some healing energy cards because we're going to get into the Epstein files a little bit, and it's just nasty, negative stuff. The other thing that was in the news was that Trump is now talking to the Supreme Court to throw out the E. Jean Carroll case. And that's where Judge Kaplan called him a ape. No, it had an R in front of it. And I apologize to all the apes out there. Yeah. And then you remember I think it was Stephanopoulos he had to apologize or something because he used the ape word, APE, YouTube, for entertainment only. It's not entertainment. This is sick. This is sick. Anyway, one of the things that I do like about having the website in an alternate platform so that if things get all wonky with YouTube, we'll still have a platform. I'm not quite sure how that will work, but I'm figuring it out. So it's all cool. All good. All right. So as we are visualizing and talking about this path forward, and I don't want to say the end of because then we're looking at the end, and the end is kind of stinky. His end is. I'm sorry. What's the matter with me? Stop. Okay, don't need to go any further. That wasn't a real question. But as we go into this really dark stuff, let's throw some healing energy out there. What is it that we need to... Just some healing energy cards. 3. Ooh, that one popped out. What is it? Beneath the surface, true motives, breaking free. Breaking free. I love this image, right? It looks like I've always wanted to dive in Antarctica. Call me crazy. I'm like, I would love that. The crystal clear waters. Little chilly. It's not the Caribbean. It's just, that's crazy time. But getting back into the boat and just being in that environment that is otherworldly. I mean, we have so much to explore on this planet. I don't know why we're going anywhere else. Well, maybe we shouldn't be exploring those places because we'll just destroy it. Anyway, moving on. Positivity. Hopium, Danny. All right, beneath the surface, there's going to be some stuff that's coming out. And we need to rise above it, is what I'm hearing. Lady of the Lake, new beginnings. Something is about to happen. Lady of the Lake, King Arthur, sending out the sword of truth. Making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time. Achievement. So, what I get with these 3 cards is that a lot of times I think that it's good to be below the waves. It's really calm. It's calmer. Sometimes, though, if you're not deep enough, you still get knocked around, pretty much. And there is something about allowing truth just to come out. We still need to have our voices heard. We still need to do something to stand up and make a difference. But I don't know, even though it is making waves, how are we going to make those waves? I would suggest making them so that people will hear them. So the other thing in the Hopium Chronicles that he puts out some action plans, and we can't have too much in the action plan because then it gets lost. Pick 2 or 3 things that are super important to you and call your representative. Now, the Hopium Chronicles had 4 things, and do I even have it here? Did I write it down? What was it? Trump's tariffs, economy, the immigration, the pedophile connections, the apist, according to Judge Kaplan. What is it that is really, really getting to you? And use the 5 apps. Call your representatives, your senators, and your Congress. I don't care if you're in a Democratic state, like California. Sometimes I think, well, I don't need to call them. They're on my side. No, let's make some noise. Let's make some waves, some positive change. Psychic Doug is laughing. He's going, you got some hopium going on. Well, I do. All right. So here's what I want to look at. I cannot. Okay, this is not what I originally wanted to look at. But in Politico today, I read that Trump is asking the Supreme Court to overturn a $5 million judgment that he sexually abused and defamed the writer E. Jean Carrol, calling her allegations facially implausible. Facially? Should it be factually? I don't know. Maybe I forgot how to read. I'll have to look that up later. So factually implausible and politically motivated. Where have I heard that before? So, timing is really, you're doing that yesterday, when all this news broke about how you are in and complicit in knowing about what was going on. You were the dog? And I'm sorry, dogs. Sorry. Okay, Epstein. So everybody's got their thing on it. Is it, what's going to happen to me? Blah, 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 blah. We could just feel things getting just negative with this regime. All of his numbers are underwater. This is not going well at all. In any sense. I mean, there is not one metric. I still can't believe that there's still so many people hanging on. But when you look at Nixon in that fall, he still had 35% of the Republicans going, I'm sticking with you. But this is a little, it's not different. It's the same. They're just delusional. I caught something out of the corner of my ear that that someone was asked in Congress as they're walking down the halls, the reporters sticking microphones in there, and said, what do you think about the new emails? Well, I haven't read anything about them. I don't know. I haven't seen them. And I'm like, what do you live in a shoebox? And isn't it your job? Isn't it your job? So, I mean, they're just lying. They're evangelical liars. I remember the first time some evangelical called me a non-Christian. I was shocked, I tell you. Shocked. I mean, I am a non-Catholic. Well, I won't get into that. But I do believe in the true teachings of Jesus Christ. Love your neighbor, feed the poor, all that. But when they said that I wasn't a Christian, I go, how can you be Christian and say that? That's not a very Christian thing to say. And then you see all this evangelical stuff and all their Christian, they're just not turning the other cheek. They're not looking at the abuse, at what they're, okay, sorry. Let's get into it. So this is going to get a little worse. This is going to get, it's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be non-linear, as the Hopian Chronicles said. Non-linear. So I want to do a non-linear spread on this. How are these? Okay, I've been rambling. I gotta pause and think. Okay, I'm gonna timestamp this, I guess. So, the Epstein files. Is this going to get worse? I can't believe that Trump is doing a Supreme Court lawsuit. Let's just look at that. Is that going to bring up? I'm going to switch decks. Is that going to make it worse for him? It doesn't feel like it, because the Supreme Court is going to, I don't think it's an emergency thing that he's bringing to the Supreme Court, so it'll take them forever to even look at it, if they do even look at it. And I'm feeling that they won't. I think that they're just not going to want to touch it, partly because some of the people on the Supreme Court are not going to want to bring up all that stuff all over again. Let's just see. Let's do 6 real quick. Is the Supreme Court going to look at Trump's case to overturn the Carrol $5 million settlement against him? Isn't that a state thing too? Yeah, I think they're moving on. I got 6 of Wands. I'm not going to be able to show all these cards. They got a lot of cases in front of them with the 7 of Cups. They have the Ten of Wands, the burden underneath things. The Knight of Wands, this is them bringing in something. At the top of the reading, though, they have the Four of Wands, which is coming together in unity as in a partnership. And the final outcome, oh my gosh, are they thinking about it? They're thinking about it. They're looking at this, going, yeah, should we do this? Should we help them out? What does $5 million mean to Pumpkinhead? Nothing. Nothing. He's made so much money off of this presidency, that means nothing. Okay, I lied. I'm going to keep going. The Sun, the High Priestess, walking away from sorrow. Ten of Swords, being stuck in the back, but walking away also. So I get a lot of movement with this. I don't really see it happening. However, if it does happen, because this is secrets, there's some shadowy stuff going on. There's some full illumination in this Supreme Court. So if they do bring this up and look at it, it's going to stab Pumpkinhead in the back. He will be walking away from sorrow. He's the Eight of Cups. He's walking away. And in this Ten of Cups, he is walking away. I didn't get the Death card. I got the Hanged Man, though. Suspension. And the Theft. Are they going to pick this up? That's an interesting. Initially I say no, and then I see yes, but the clarifiers are it's going to be paused. Oh, okay, what does the Hanged Man and the Seven of Swords mean in that last reading? What does the Hanged Man and the Seven of Swords? Seven of Swords, sneaking in camp, taking some defenses, the betrayal. Is that the betrayal of the Supreme Court to Pumpkinhead? Yeah, could be. Is it, what about the Hanged Man? Well, that's just them looking at it from a different point of view than what Pumpkinhead wants and what Pumpkinhead expects. Because I just heard, I've paid you a lot of money to help me out. So there was money being paid to the Supreme Court to help in Pumpkinhead's need. Time of woe. Yeah, new emotional start with the government, with the Emperor. So what does that Hanged Man, is it looking at things from a different point of view, or is it a suspension? It's a new beginning for the government, and it concerns who the Emperor is. A new emotional start. So if they take it up, it's not going to be good. So all you pumpkins out there, run. Don't do this. Okay, let's look at the Republicans who have signed this petition. Before I came on, I was going to look to see where the Epstein estate is from. So, but I didn't, because it's coming from another place, and I think I said overseas. I don't know, I may be picking up on another reader who said that, which is why I try not to listen to other readers, because then I get their stuff. And I don't want their stuff. I want my stuff. All right. So it appears, the last I looked, that the discharge petition happened. So what's going to happen in the House? Trump has already brought Bobert into the White House. All right, Bobert, Bobert and Mace. Those are the ones that kind of scare me. Let's just look at Bobert. What happened in the White House? That's not funny. The devil made me do it. What happened in the White House with you? Okay. She met with the devil. They came to some kind of an agreement. Ooh, 2 cards. Hang on. Crossroads, strength, heartbreak. Lauren Bobert. Ooh. Queen of Swords. See, why can I show this on YouTube for entertainment only? A decapitation of a king? For entertainment only. So I got the 3 of Swords overseeing this. It feels like, and not that I like tapping into the energy of Lauren Bobert, but it feels like that whatever this is breaking her heart. Does she have a heart? Everybody does. Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. Yeah, so, oh, Lord. Yeah. Ooh. First card is the devil. The last card is the death card. We got judgment. So the last outcome is going back to a simpler time. I can't show it because it doesn't show decapitations or anything like that. It's just it's an image of Eve with an apple going back to a simpler time, to a more innocent time, and clarified with the judgment and the endings beginning card. What I didn't get any bribery, any stealing, any financial. I didn't get any gold things being passed. So I think she's sticking to her guns. I don't even want to read on Nancy Mace. Will there be other people? Will there be other Republicans voting to release these files? It's getting to be like this tsunami wave coming in. I know they say the first card I pulled was making waves, but this is so. And remember with tsunamis that they come in and they pull everything away from the shore, and people get all disillusioned. They go, wow, this is really weird. Look at all the little critters underneath the ocean. Look at, underneath the ocean floor, and you see little crabs and clamshells and anemones, and you see all this stuff on the beach that you normally wouldn't see. And then you look up and you go, oh, we need to move. And I think a lot of people are going to get caught in that big wave. And I feel like the Republicans are not going to want to get caught there. So they need to go back to their constituents. When this starts getting traction, and people are going, he was involved, he knew, he said he didn't. But it's clear now that he does know. they're not going to want to stick their reputation, their job on the line for that. So, are more Republicans going to vote for the release of these files to bring some kind of closure for these women who have been, who are the E. Jean Carrolls, who this administration just dismisses and says it didn't happen, they lied. Healing. We need more healing deck cards. But this will bring some kind of closure. Are more Republicans going to? Moving on. Yes. So we got the karmic wheel of fortune. We got moving on. Magic. New emotional start that's in the past. Their hope. They got hopium going on. Information coming from an unexpected source. I mean, and thankfully for the younger Democrats in the oversight committee that are saying, no, we want these emails. They subpoenaed the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. Got these emails. I don't know. Would it have been Schumer? And I'm not going to go back and try to figure out, does he know what he's doing or not? He's been in there for a long time. He's got a lot of experience. He's made a lot of mistakes. We just need the new leadership. We need that. We need that. Moving on to new leadership, to young leadership. We have celebration. We have female celebration. Yeah. More people are coming on board. They're seeing the craziness that this wheel of fortune is spinning, and it's coming to hopefully an end. All right. The other thing I wanted to look at is, let me pull up my cheat sheet. It has all the answers on it. Come on now. Okay. I want to take a look at Michael Wolff. He's been in... I don't know what to make of him. I go, is he a good guy? Is he... I was going to say a sleaze guy? I'm not going to say that, though. Although I kind of did just now, but I'm not going to. I didn't say that. I was going to. What kind of person is this guy? So he'll say, oh, it's under the guise of journalism. I mean, it's like, was it Jake Tapper that wrote that book on Biden's health? Or, people in his cabinet that didn't say the truth. Where's the book on Trump's health? This guy is just failing. And people don't see it. Some people. Psychic Doug sees it. Michael Wolff, are you going to be forced? See, this is such a slippery slope that we're in, because who's going to force them? Is it going to be the Congress? We have a subpoena. You come in. I refuse to answer. Where's the teeth? The Department of Justice? I mean, we've already heard the Department of Justice talk about Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, that nothing was in the Epstein files. Or Trump wasn't, or something. I didn't. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. I guess you didn't. I guess you skipped over that page. Maybe it was stuck together. 2 pages stuck together and you missed it? somebody was eating with chocolate fingers, reading the file, and 2 pages got stuck together. What's up with that? My mind just went to a very dark place. Sorry. 37. Oh. Okay. So, Michael Wolff, and then I'm going to read on Cash and Bondi. Michael Wolff, how are you going to release more? Are you going to release more stuff voluntarily? Or do you have to be like hauled into court to do it? Are you just going to say it's time just to release the Kraken? He's got to deal with the devil. He's been being manipulated. And what is it? What's the devil now? Is that Pumpkinhead? Is it money? What is this? Keep going. He's come to some agreement, the 2 of Cups, with this manipulated energy. Money. He's holding out for money. He's holding out for money. He's not looking at the offer. He thinks, oh, all my well is gonna dry up. He thinks that his wealth of information that are in these cups, they're all knocked over, and so he's not even looking at this information, and he's not looking at all this other information that he can pull out there. He's just going, I may not have enough. Internally, he's going, yeah, let's release it. Let's release it. Externally, he's worried because of the deal that he made with the devil. Hopes and fears that he can stay in abundance, that he can stay in his little garden. And again, I can't show you this one, but there is some, I think it is the legal aspect that's going to come out and kind of force him to do this. Yeah, I can show you this. Yeah, legal. And it's going to be devastating. Is this a financial loss? He could have a financial loss. If I was really reading deep into it, I would pull more cards on this 5 of Pentacles. It's also, too, when I look at the Rider-Waite deck, where you have the 2 figures walking in the snow past the church, it's like not only do you have financial bankruptcy, but you have moral bankruptcy too. Because you're not going into the church. You could easily go into the church and get saved from the cold, and they would feed you. Well, hopefully. These days, it depends on if you went to an evangelical church, they go, get a job. Okay, squirrel moment. Yikes. So, yeah, he I think is going to be forced to release this information from the government. It's a moral bankruptcy. It's a moral issue for him with this 5 of Pentacles that he didn't release it sooner. He was holding on to this stuff. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be the last one, and then I'm moving on. I was going to read into Pam Bondi and Cash Patel. We'll just see where that goes. This kind of scared me the other day, so if you don't want to be scared, turn it off now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for saying hello to Psychic Duck. I think back on Benjamin Netanyahu. He was about ready to be charged with major stuff. And what happened? Well, there was a war that broke out between the Palestinian people and Israel. I'm not going to get into whether it was justified. I don't think any war is justified. Look at this hair. I'm a peacenik. In case you didn't know. Is Trump going to do something along those lines? Is Trump going to do something? Look at Venezuela. So let's just pull. I'm going to pull 3. Is Trump going to do something along those lines? And cards don't want to shuffle. It's really hard to read on him because his mental state is so off that, and I've said this so many times before, because he switches on a dime. So, on a thought. Okay, whoever has his last year, is Trump going to do something to cause a huge distraction to try to take it away from his problems at home in the U.S. with the Epstein files? He really wants to go back to a simpler time. So I got the Eve card again. Going back to a simpler time, a more innocent time. We have the Star of Hope, balancing things out. Okay, so far I'm hoping and praying that it's the Star card is going to bring us illumination and positivity and keeping things balanced in healing energies. At the base of the reading, it's money, honey. It's him holding on to money. In the past, as it relates, it's the 5 of Cups, him worried, emotionally spent, lost. At the top of the reading is the 4 of Wands. It's a partnership. It's a celebration. It's good. And the last card I pull, it's looking at what he has. Thankfully, it's not the Tower moment, right? So when he's reviewing all of them, I think he's still in the review stage with this. And when I was pulling these 6 cards, I was getting that there are people in charge, and I heard generals that are going, no. Yeah, as I keep saying, I'm just going to stop here, and then I keep going. And we have justice coming. So is he going to start something? No. There's going to be some kind of balance set up. And I'm not quite sure how that is. But with this administration, who walks out of the room last? Is it Stephen Miller? Is it somebody with some calming influence with him? I was going to read on one more thing, and I can't remember what it is. I think that's it. Okay, so remember as we end this video, make some waves. Call your congressman. Call your senators. Use the 5 Calls app. Let them know that this is not going well. In the strongest terms possible, please. And I don't think that you can get on the phone, start screaming and yelling. Although you could say, I want to be on the phone screaming and yelling. Please stand up for democracy. Fight harder. We're fighting our best. No, you can always fight a little harder. And it's not so much the fight, it's the work. And when we work and when we dig into this, there's got to be some opium and there's got to be some joy. And that's where I'm leaving it. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.